this is Scrapping Amy with One Mommy Scrapping, and welcome to Stamp With Me, a YouTube series where some friends and I are making an effort to use stamping on our scrapbooking layouts. Today I am scrapbooking this picture of my husband and daughter, Universal Studios, The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, using Wizarding World by Color Play to scrap this, and they are in front of the Hogwarts Castle. I'm participating in Load 220. Load stands for Layout a Day, and for the month of February, I'm challenged to make a layout every day. This month's Load theme is Harry Potter. I will include a link down below to Load, so if you would like to sign up for the next one, you can. It's really fun. Today's Load theme had to do with houses. My daughter is a Gryffindor, my husband is a Ravenclaw, and you'll see that diagonal house stripes. I end up using that to mat the photo of the two of them. Now, one thing that I kind of include in with stamping is stenciling with ink. I am really bad about doing this. I either don't use my stencils at all, or I put them with a texture paste. And that just tends to be something easy for me to do. I struggle with using my stencils with a foam pad like this because it gets caught on the edges, and I actually ripped a little chunk out of that foam pad there. So if I had thought ahead, this was a last minute decision. Like, I hit record and went, I've got this brick stencil over here, I could use it. But I could have used my one of my blending brushes. I have the Tim Holtz ones, and I also have some of the makeup ones from Amazon. Now, I have used that Prima brick wall stencil to create the background, and I'm kind of trying to decide which direction I should put it in. Like, do I want the wall up here? How do I want this to work? So originally I was thinking about putting a cluster in the top right, and you will discover as I go through this, I'm not doing that. Now, when I mat these, I want my photo to be lifted up. It adds a little bit of shadow under it, which gives some visual texture. So I'm going to mat it first with this just plain black cardstock. I think it's cheap stuff that I picked up from Michael's. And my sisters will consistently make fun of me because I won't ink black paper in black. And to me, it's just like, I can tell a difference. Whether anyone else can tell a difference or not, I don't know. I have this glitter paper that I used on a recent Harry Potter layout that I did. Ooh, I think I did that one. That was my last live on Thursday. So if you can, I'll try to remember to put a link to that down below as well, but you can check out that live video. I decided it wasn't going to work. I don't know, it just didn't feel castle-y to me, if that makes any sense. So I only had a small piece of the Gryffindor house because the rest of it I used on that other layout from Thursday. But I decided I want to mimic the circles. On the other layout, I had punched a circle like you saw there with the Ravenclaw pattern. And so I wanted to do the same thing and deciding maybe I can incorporate some of these circles in here, and then I can use up that little piece that I just pulled out right there. I saved it because I save everything like that because I think it's interesting. It just adds something. I don't know. You never know when you're going to need it. And if I end up not needing it, fine. Then I'll toss it. Not a big deal. And shockingly, these are the only two mats I put on that photo. Now, here's where the stamping part comes in. I have this stamp set called Expecto Stampo from Ink Road Stamps. If you are a Harry Potter fan and do not have this stamp set, please go over to Ink Road Stamps and pick it up. It is awesome. I love Ink Road Stamps. They tend to be a little snarkier company, and so they've got some stuff that I really wouldn't want to use in front of my child, but they've also got some great theme stamps. This and their Walt Disney World or Walt Disney stamps are my favorites, hands down. Now, I had this piece of cardstock that was backing to a package, and I was like, oh, I could use this and I don't have to dig through for white cardstock. Yeah, I was wrong. It was slightly coated, even though it wasn't as coated as the other side, and it just smudged and bled. So I was like just dig out some paper, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little Harry Potter stamp, And it's just his hair, the scar, and the glasses. So using that, and then I'm going to use that 1-inch stamp. 1-inch stamp. That's not a stamp, that's a punch. 1-inch punch to cut it out. So that way I'm including more of these circular elements. So that's the first bit of actual stamping that I'm doing. Then comes what I have been dying to do with these stamps. I have hardly used these stamps at all. And they have the tiny little footprints from the Marauders map. So I'm starting it off the edge of the page, so that way it looks like it's kind of a continuation. And I wanted to know where my photo was going to be roughly, so that way I could make sure that I used the footprints in a way that made sense. Like it didn't kind of skirt underneath the photo or something. So they move all around. I placed some of those a little too far apart, but that's all right. Not a big deal. Kind of reminds me of, I'm stamping it, of ants like marching across to a picnic. So I just want to move them around. And this is a great way to take a plain piece of cardstock, which is this kind of a warm taupey gray, and add some visual interest. So it's still plain cardstock, but by putting the stencil in of the brick wall and then adding in the footprints, I'm essentially making my own pattern paper. I get a little wishy-washy on which way some of these footprints should go. I'm like, should it go down? Should it go up? Should it go in like a loop? Like they're retracing their path a little bit, but I just decided to be very simple with it. And again, with that last one, I purposely have it going off the edge of the page. That implies motion, that the footsteps are continuing. All right, so the other stamp that I had pulled to begin with is the Mischief Managed stamp. So my husband and daughter are not with me at this time. I'm off doing something else. They wanted to ride the Hogwarts ride. I am not a roller coaster person, so I was like, no way. Here's where I pulled that foam out. Now, this is the new 2-inch foam roll from scrapbook.com. I picked it up when I was in Arizona for Creativation, just because I wanted to pick up something at scrapbook.com so I could say I have been to their warehouse. They don't like give tours or anything. I literally went into the lobby. I was there for maybe a minute. But it was still like, I was there. Oh my gosh. But I was actually really impressed with the quality of this foam. I just had some cheap, I think 1/2-inch foam from Amazon that I've been using. And I was shocked, y'all. Shocked at the quality difference. I will not go back to the cheap Amazon foam. I will invest the money and get the scrapbook.com foam because it's wide, so it's fabulous. And you can get it in 1-inch and 1/4-inch sizes too. And I picked up their multi-pack of all three. So you just saw me cut the owl on top of the books. I was going to use the quote by J.K. Rowling, "The only way out is through," which would work for this roller coaster ride they were on. But it was a 4x6 card and it just didn't quite fit. So this 4x4 card actually worked really, really well. And so here's where I'm incorporating these circles. Now the patterns of the scarf for the two houses are going in opposite directions. That doesn't bother me. I actually like that it adds a little more visual interest for that. And now with this Harry Potter head and these other circles, I'm deciding that circles are actually going to be kind of an overarching theme. Now this is a piece of scrap paper left over from that prior layout once more. I had torn the paper to give it an interesting edge. And I'm trying to decide if there's a way I can include it. I really want to include those scarves. I actually pulled the scarf paper out. You can see it on the left side. And I'm just like, it's not working. And I decided I'm not going to force it. And then comes time for the title. The title's going to go in the up top right corner of the photo. And it's just best ever. So I've had these stickers for a while. I've actually got 2 sets of them. I don't know why I've got 2 sets of them. But I do. And the word day originally came in between them, but I used the word day for another title. So best ever works. My daughter adored Universal Studios. To my shock and slight dismay, she actually likes Universal more than Disney World. So that surprised both my husband and I. But she's a roller coaster girl. She loves big, exciting rides. And that's what Universal has a lot of. So I popped that up on a little bit of that scrapbook.com foam tape. I'm trying to use that up. I did buy it. I hate to see things like that go to waste. So I did want to use it, and it fits. This is where I decide I'm also going to add, what's on the stamp block first of all is the Mischief Managed stamp. And then I decide I'm going to go ahead and add in the other phrase that goes with the Marauders map. I solemnly swear I am up to no good. And I'm trying to see how they fit. The sticker sheet I'm pulling from is actually the Disney one that Simple Stories put out, their Say Cheese line. And I noticed, I still have my Disney stuff out from another layout I did. And I realized that some of those colors worked really well. So I pulled off 3 of the circles. There's one in red that says happy, one in yellow that says smile, and a final one in black that says magic, which all work brilliantly with this layout. Now, I just stamped I solemnly swear I'm up to no good, and the U and the P did not stamp very well. This is a textured cardstock. Now, I'm okay with that. I actually like it. It kind of looks like it's fading, but I went back in with the pen just so you could see that that word actually was up. It didn't stamp enough that I was like, it's kind of actually hard to read. So if you aren't a Harry Potter person and don't know what it says, you're going to be a little confused why I solemnly swear I am when that's what it looked like, an un. So I trim off a little bit just so I can tuck this word happy over by Mischief Managed. And I'm having trouble because fingers are big and this is a teeny tiny sticker. So I went and grabbed my tweezers to help, and I ended up using my tweezers for all of it. This yellow one for happy, I decide I'm going to use up with the house pattern half circles. And I don't actually tuck this one, it just lays right against the card, although it looks like it's tucked under, so it mimics what the other ones are doing. And then finally I have this magic, and if I had thought about it, I probably would have rearranged how I placed some of these, and I would have made sure I had one of the little circles with each of the stars. So I probably would have moved smile down with the bottom star, but I didn't. I tuck it in with this black puffy star. So I have those things. And so I'm checking out going, is there anything else that I can add? I really wanted to include some of the phrases. I really wanted to include some of the red or black letters, but nothing felt quite right for this. However, I'm still calling this a win for using these sticker sets, because now I realize I can use them for my Harry Potter layouts, because so many of the things say like magic and Make-A-Wish and stuff like that. I did find that little yellow heart sticker which worked. Now this is a new product to me. I just recently picked them up. I got one of the Nouveau glitter markers, Iced Americano I think was the name of it, in one of my craft kits, and y'all, I was floored at how amazing the glitter was. So I have gone out and picked up I think 4 looking at how many markers I have, of the glitter marker sets from scrapbook.com. So I used yellow and red essentially, which are the Gryffindor colors, since it was my daughter's trip. The yellow is called Golden Ochre, and the red is called Blushing Carmine. Now this photo, and I just sprinkled some of the dots just so you get a little bit more of the shimmer. I put a little bit with each of the clusters with the stars, and then I sprinkled some amongst the footprints. The date happens to be written on this photo, but after so many years of always putting the date in the bottom corner, I have trained myself to always look in the bottom corner. So I'm like, even though it's somewhere else, I have to put it there. And then I went ahead and grabbed the wand stamp from Expecto Stampo and put that underneath the date. Normally I don't include anything under the date, but I was like, it's thin, it's perfect. Here's another one of those Say Cheese. These are from their clear stamp line. And I just pulled out one that said Magical Memories. So clearly that makes sense why it works. And since I had that heart, the yellow heart up there, I decided to go ahead and add in some of the outline hearts that were on this set. And I even go ahead and add in a star. And now it is time for Nouveau drops. I am only using 2. They're both glitter drops. The red one is Ruby Slippers, and the gold one is Gold Coast. Now, when the red one came out right there, it kind of went funky. I did not like how it looked, and it wasn't going to form a nice dome. So I normally take that off with my spatula. I have the Cricut spatula. I really like it. but because it was kind of in an awkward spot, I just went ahead and grabbed an X-Acto knife. I didn't peel it up, it wasn't dry, but removed it and just went right back over it, so it was perfect. So there are some more amazing layouts with Stamp With Me. I have them linked down below. I really hope you'll check them out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to their channels. We're planning on doing Stamp With Me twice a month, so this will be a regular thing that you'll see. Stay tuned for close-up photos, and I will see y'all later. Have a lovely day. Bye.